Having retired early and launched into full-time travel, it's so hard to believe that after 2.5 years of planning and discussion that we're finally here. Now that we're a month in, we've noticed some things that have been both unexpected and have made things a little more difficult than we anticipated.
We wanted to do a reality check to express what's really going on behind the posts, photographs, and videos.
We are Robert and Jill, a Gen X couple who retired early to travel the world full-time. After 30 years of life together, raising kids, building careers, and chasing the American dream, we reinvented our retirement by selling everything we owned to trade it for the adventure of a lifetime. Join us as we bring you stories about the people we meet, the places we go, and what it took to get there.
We are 30 days into our full-time world travel. And honestly, there's been some challenges.
Yeah, there sure has.
We just wanted to take this moment to kind of talk about not just a little bit of the travel, but really kind of what's going on behind the scenes here, and some challenges, some questions we have, some fears and concerns of what this journey's been like so far. Because it isn't all the Instagram moment of the cool place, has it?
There's no doubt about that, but certainly all the preparation we did, we've been preparing for 2.5 years. The amount of hours and hours we've discussed the scenarios and the challenges we think we're going to have, the finances, the schedule, all those things. I think we've both been really surprised by, now that we're doing it, this learning curve is vertical.
Yeah, there's a ton of things, from simply being on the cruise ship and learning about the difference between vacationing and cruising, because you think it's going to be the same, but it's really not. And then adding in the YouTube, which is a whole nother thing that we're trying to do with all of this, and how much time it's taking. We're going to get into some of these a little bit more in depth as we go in this video, but not that we didn't know that there was going to be challenges, because we certainly did. We knew there was going to be a learning curve, but I think it certainly surprised both of us how much of a learning curve. And that keyword learn is really something that is going to be for the whole year. Our faith as Christians, we believe that we've received a word of the year, and that word is learn. And that was before we left. I was talking about that when we got to San Pedro, right? And we were going to go over to Catalina kind of right here at the end of the year. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the word of the year is going to be learn. And oh boy, has that been true. Because in many ways, we have no idea what we're doing. And yet we sort of do.
So one big thing that we learned was something that back, at home in the United States, I took for granted, and that was getting my hair done. We decided that I would get my hair done in a port stop in Mexico, and largely driven because we had the time and it would be much less expensive to do it that way than on the ship.
Yeah, and we had already been in Cozumel the previous week.
And so what that entailed was I had to look up places on Google. They were all in Spanish. So then I looked on Google Maps to see where something was close to the pier. I found something. Then I was checking reviews, and this particular person had a lot of reviews from Americans. Then I saw it wasn't too far from the ship. There was a number that I could text, but I wasn't sure if I could text or call or WhatsApp. So I ended up texting. She responded, but then I didn't know, does she speak English? She did. Then we figured out a day and a time. And then I had to figure out and ask, how do I pay? Do I need to bring US dollars? Do I have to convert to pesos? Will she take a credit card? Got that figured out. Then when we docked, we discovered that we docked at a different pier. So everything I planned didn't match.
Right. We were going to walk there because it looked like it was, a couple of football fields away. And we ended up being 2 miles away, 3 miles away, somewhere in there.
We ended up having to take a cab. And then that was a whole nother thing. Where do we find a cab? How do we pay the cab? How are we going to communicate? It all worked out. Oh, and then add in the worry about how is my hair going to look? And I think it turned out okay.
And also, how are we getting back?
Oh, that's right.
Is there going to be a taxi when we get done with this thing?
Yeah. So something that is seemingly as simple as getting your hair done turned into a research project.
As of the time of this recording, we've essentially been at sea for 30 days straight. That's a whole lot of cruising, which was amazing. Sounds incredible. But it's a little different.
It is. And we love to cruise.
And we do love to cruise.
We've been on, prior to the start of the year, we'd been on 9 cruises together. So booking quite a few back to back seemed really wonderful and exciting. And it fit in with our budget and our timeline. And so we are on week 5, cruise ship 4 in a month's time. And it's certainly opened our eyes to some learning about cruising and living as opposed to cruising and vacationing.
Yeah, and last week was kind of a dud.
It was a dud.
It was off. It didn't really have anything to do with the ship. It was just probably a little repetitive. We started off with a little bit of tension in the marriage the first couple of days. We'll get to talking about the Bickersons a little later in this video. But we're really learning that if you're doing this full-time travel, you're not vacationing. You know, if we were vacationing on a cruise ship, we would be like doing everything. We're drinking all the time and having all the good food, and we are doing some of that.
Mm-hmm. Staying up late,
catching all the shows, but we have some administrative stuff to do. We got to pay bills. We got to check on insurance things. And then there's YouTube that we are trying to produce every week. And that is taking a whole lot of time, which has impacted. There's just a huge difference being on a cruise ship when it's long term. We had sailed Western Caribbean, which we've done before, so it wasn't really new to us. There was no new countries for us. We had an amazing time in Belize, learned a lot about Belize, went to Lamanai, however pronounce it, ruins. But beyond that, and we saw Chichen Itza also, which was great. But sometimes the ports look very similar and only so many t-shirts and things, and we can't buy any of that stuff anyway, so it's a different feel for us than I think for a lot of the cruisers that are around us.
Our expectation is that as we move forward, of course, as we're going to be on land here in the next month, actually, that this will be a new way of living. And of other YouTubers we've watched have talked about the same thing, that we're just doing life in other places.
Right.
So we're just trying to learn our groove, find our schedule. And that's been a little clunkier than either one of us anticipated.
Now we're on the ship for 2 weeks here. We're day 2 or 3 of this 14-day cruise, and we have quite a few excursions going on. We'll be adding quite a few countries this week and next week, which we're really excited about. So maybe this week's a little bit different, but it's still feeling very much the same.
The last week or so, I have been struggling quite a bit with feeling homesick. The first week of the year, we spent a week on a cruise of the Mexican Riviera. We had 26 of our friends and family there. Our son and his daughter-in-law, some really good friends of yours and mine, and your family. And it was such a gift and so wonderful.
Amazing.
But then everybody left and we turned around and got back on a cruise, and then it was just the 2 of us. And this was after spending the week with everybody, the holidays with family, time with friends for almost a month and a half. So to all of a sudden only have this guy, while wonderful, I've been feeling homesick, which is weird because we don't have a home. The whole process and mindset I've had as we've gotten rid of all of our things is that home is a feeling. It's not a place. So I've had to remind myself of that now, that being homesick is more of a feeling. And so I think I'm just missing family and friends. I'm missing the routine that we had back home. And as you mentioned, last week was we had some bumps in communicating, and I remember thinking, I just want to go home. And then I thought, I don't have a home and I'm stuck on this boat. So I definitely had to adjust my mindset and give myself a little talking to, that this is wonderful and you're just feeling a certain type of way, and this too shall pass.
For me, I don't think there's a lot of homesickness. I'm very much looking forward to the adventure ahead. But at the same time, I recognize that there's a lot of emotion on your end. And so finding those moments of being supportive, being patient, not letting the other things interrupt and allow you to have those feelings and come across with an empathetic standpoint, as opposed to, well, buckle up, sunshine, because this is what you signed up for. We can't just do that. We're both in this together. And so if one of us is hurting, if one of us is feeling unsure, then we just need to partner together and make it through.
Although sometimes I wonder if part of his master plan was to get me on a ship in the middle of the ocean so I can't go anywhere.
If that was the case, we would have had an inside cabin. You got an escape route out the balcony here if you really go. And we're only on the eighth deck. It's not as far up.
It's still a long way down.
Yeah, she's not going anywhere. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, YouTube. So we're big fans of John and Bev from the Retirement Travelers. And I remember John saying when they were starting out, or he'd said it before, that, YouTube is hard. And oh my gosh, YouTube is not easy.
It's not easy.
And honestly, for some of those really successful channels out there, I honestly wonder sometimes how they're doing it.
Mad props.
Mad props, because I spent almost 30 hours that week working on YouTube to try to create one video.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of cutting into our time. And that was one of the concerns when we talked about starting a YouTube channel. We actually didn't want to start a YouTube channel, but we felt that we were being led to do that. God told us to tell the story. He's been impressing that upon our Holy Spirit's been pressing upon our hearts for the last almost 3 years. And so here we are telling you the story, sometimes reluctantly, because it definitely kind of crunches our style sometimes. And there's some tension sometimes between doing YouTube, of visions of who thinks it should be what. And I don't know, perfect storm of everybody on everybody's nerves, little tension, a little army language here and there. And we're the Bickersons.
So we have been fans of the television show Amazing Race. We've watched a whole lot of episodes, and oh my gosh, that'd be so cool. It'd be so much fun to go and do that.
Ooh,
and
travel the world.
Yeah, we'll go travel the world and have fun. And we had one season we watched, and there was a couple on there, and I don't remember which season or who they were.
She was blonde.
But we're not going to talk about that. But
it's not a hit on blondes. It's just she happened to be blonde. I remember who it was.
Identifier.
Anyway,
this couple, they bickered and argued the whole way through, the whole time they were on this, and we nicknamed them the Bickersons.
The Bickersons.
And last week, all of a sudden, Robert looked up at me after a conversation and said, "Oh my God, we're the Bickersons." So we've been together 29 years. It's 29th anniversary next March.
Married 29 years.
Married 29 years.
A little longer.
He is my favorite person. I'm his favorite person. We've gotten along beautifully until now. And so there's been quite a few more. We've never fought. And we have yet to fight, but there's certainly been some tense conversations and irritations, and we're trying to learn to give ourselves some grace. We have overhauled our entire life in the span of about 2.5 months by getting rid of, ultimately finishing selling our house, getting rid of everything, saying goodbye to everyone we love and care about, and then starting to travel and being together 24/7. So we're just trying to give ourselves some grace with that, and just learn that it's a new way of living together. It's a new way of working together, and transitions are always difficult.
Yeah.
And I've learned over many, many years to be comfortable in discomfort. It doesn't mean it's not uncomfortable, but we're getting there, and things are getting a little easier, but I don't anticipate that the last of the difficult conversations are behind us.
And we've always traveled really well together, so I think it was a little surprising, but I would say that YouTube has been a huge stress factor in doing this. And we've talked about whether we should go to once every 2 weeks. How do we make this sustainable? How do we continue to tell the story, which we've been told to do, and we want to do? But it's a lot of work. I enjoy it, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, good God! It's that scene. All of you probably have seen the movie Elf, and Santa comes out and says, "Great job, elves! You did so good, and now it's time to get ready for next Christmas." And it's like we finish a YouTube video, and it's like, "All right, great job on that YouTube video. Now it's time to get ready for the next YouTube video." And we're like, "Oh my gosh!" And then I think we have to do this. Well, we don't have to, but we want to try to do this.
We're called to.
We're called to do this over and over again. So 30 days in, this is the brutal truth, to use that overly used cliche on YouTube. So with all of this going on over the last 30 days and thinking back to our dreams of, we're going to be in Thailand and we're going to be in Paris and all the rest of that, we sometimes feel that when is the adventure actually going to start? And that's not 100% true, because the adventure has started. We've done some cool stuff, but there's a little bit of that. We've done this before. We've done cruising. We've been to some islands, and we're very much looking forward to new places, new experiences together.
The last month has been great. This morning, as a matter of fact, my alarm went off so I could get my workout in, and the alarm went off, and my first thought was, oh my gosh, I got to go into work. And I opened my eyes, didn't know where I was for a second. And then I realized, oh wait, I don't have to go to work. And that's pretty awesome. Not going to lie. But the last month on the cruise ships there's a rhythm to it. There's an expected daily routine on a cruise ship. We are going to the same places to eat, and we haven't been able to do excursions every single port because we do have to watch our budget. There's certainly a repetitiveness that has occurred over the last month. So I think we're both feeling like let's get on with the adventure.
Well, and we're super excited about Europe.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
Because we have not been there together, where we've been to the Caribbean together, we've been to Mexico together, we've been to Honduras together, we've been to Belize together, but we haven't been to Europe together. But we are also conscious of enjoy the moment as it is. And that's some of the reality of what we're struggling with. And then we take a moment and we're like, okay, we're both retired early and we're traveling the world. We don't want to make this sound like we're complaining. We're not complaining. It's just, it's our experience. It's the authentic thing, that it isn't always an everyday Instagram moment, that there's some real life going on behind the scenes. And we felt like we needed to share that part. And this is part of the story that we're to tell. Sure, we could have done a video about the ship and go here, go there, but that's not our channel. Our channel is really geared towards talking about our experiences, helping you understand what the real experiences that we are doing on a daily basis here. And not all of it is what it's cracked up to be. So, Jill, where do we stand now?
Overall, this is awesome, and we wouldn't change a thing
Absolutely.
at all. It was worth all the preparation. It's worth all the homesickness. It's worth figuring things out.
Neither of us have had to spend a night out on the balcony because we were too mad at each other, right?
That's true. That is true. That is true. And I think too that the way we're approaching this is that every time we have to figure something out, every time we have a conversation that might be uncomfortable, it's just information. Yeah. We take it in as information, we recalibrate what we know, and then we just move forward. And really, that's kind of what life's all about, right? You just go through life and you're always learning, you're always recalibrating, you're always changing and always getting better. As long as we're together and moving forward together, then that's a great day.
You know, one of the things that you brought up from one of your mentors there, Ryan and Dulce, was it's not a problem, it's a puzzle. Mm-hmm. And so it's you and I against figuring out the puzzle or against the problem. It's against the puzzle to figure out how we need to get through this. It's not you against me or me against you.
Right. And some days he may be quicker to solve the puzzle, and other days I may be quicker to solve the puzzle. And really, at the end of the day, that's what makes this fun.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you found that interesting, some real authentic talk about what's going on as we've done 30 days of full-time travel. We'd like you to subscribe to our channel. We've got more exciting things coming up. Please like, that's always helpful to us. And we really want to hear your comments, good or bad. Let us know what you think. Are we whining too much? Does it seem reasonable? If you know better than us, give us your comment. We just want to know what your thoughts are. You can find us also on social media on Instagram and also under Facebook, and those are under Our Retirement Reinvented.
So whether you're new here or you haven't had a chance to watch where we've been and where we're going, be sure to check out this video. And there is a super cool map on there that we have that we get a lot of feedback on, that it looks really neat. So it'll take you through what our first leg of 2026 would look like. And we will continue to bring you stories about the people we meet,
the places we go,
and what it took to get there.
Thanks again for watching.